Good evening. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection. I am Dr. Sharon Stroud. I am the founder of Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, where we believe there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. And we are using it every single day of our lives, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. So Miss Minnie and I have been tuning in to our Facebook beautiful virtual audience for a couple of years now. And what I want you to know is that when I look into this eye of the camera, what I know is that it's not just a camera. It is the eye of God. And the eye in which I see God is the same eye in which God sees me. And one of the things I love about our way of life is that we have an opportunity to recreate our experience every moment of our lives. So as I welcome you to Wednesday Night Live, Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection, and I want to acknowledge the Reverend Dr. Roger Bambanek, who has been moderating now for over a year now, the Wednesday Night Live, and also our Sunday presentations. And he has sold his house in Palm Springs, and he's in the midst of a move. And so our wonderful videographer, Julian Paul Hernandez, will be moderating. And what we request of you is that you share where you are from, any prayer requests that you have. We have a wonderful miracle working ministry of prayer. Our theme for the month is Miracles in May. And as we acknowledge that miracles are natural, they are natural expressions of love. So as I welcome you tonight, I want to welcome our beautiful Rhonda from Florida. Welcome, Kimberly. If you are tuning in for the first time, I am Dr. Sharon Stroud. I am the founder of Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, where we believe there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are. And we are not only using it, but we are opening ourselves to the miracle of life every single moment. So tonight, remember, share with us where you are viewing from, any prayer requests that you have. We will be more than happy to assign them to our miracle working ministry of prayer. I want to acknowledge that Patricia is with us, welcome, that Ryan is with us, welcome, that Marlene is with us, and we welcome you. And yes, good evening, wonderful. And this is, this is such an adventure. In fact, it's so wonderful because when Helen Keller said life is a daring adventure or it is nothing, it is the absolute truth, isn't it? So we welcome each and every one of you, and we welcome you from wherever you are viewing in the world. Please post it and any prayer requests that you have. We are welcoming your prayer requests. As you know, every Wednesday Night Live Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection, what we are doing is setting the tone. Now, these are Tibetan bells, and these Tibetan bells resonate to the heart chakra. And a chakra is a wheel of spinning energy in a clockwise fashion. And we have 7 major chakras within this body temple. So as I set the tone this evening, I'm going to be sharing with you a chant from the Gandhi Foundation. And I invite you to make the declaration. After I make the declaration, you can make the declaration if you feel comfortable doing that. If you do not feel comfortable doing that, you can just silently say it to yourself. And as we acknowledge the energy tonight, I begin the chant from the Gandhi Foundation. I offer you peace. I offer you friendship. I offer you love. I see your beauty. I hear your needs. I feel your feelings. My wisdom flows from a higher source. I salute that source in you. Come, let us work together. Come, let us work together. Come, let us work together. Right now, somewhere in the world, a Jew is saying her prayers. A Hindu is chanting a mantra, and a Buddhist is kneeling at her sacred shrine. Right now, at this very moment, someone is lighting a candle in a cathedral. Someone is making their Hajj toward Mecca, for it is the will of Allah. And yet someone else is lighting a fire in a jungle, repeating an ancient mystical drama. Many, many pathways up the mountaintop, and the view is always the same from the summit. In the dawning of the spiritual sun, for a moment all faiths became as one. The Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Jew became as one and somehow knew that mystic voice that calls to me, "Oh, yonder, yonder person, I am thee. We are one." This oneness moves beyond color, race, creed, sexual orientation, and political affiliation. The blood that courses through my veins is the same color of the blood that courses through your veins. And so tonight we salute our oneness. We acknowledge that as we salute the miracles in May, that miracles, remember, are natural. The Course in Miracles states, nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. So, and we acknowledge that nothing unreal can be threatened, right? That the reality, our ground of being, is the spiritual essence, whatever we conceive our God to be, whatever name we put on our higher power, it matters not, but to acknowledge that which is within us is greater than that which resides in the world of conditions, appearances, and effects. For eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of humanity the things which God hath prepared for them that love. Love being the strongest power in the universe. And what happens is that the ego gets caught up in all kinds of outer things, right? The things that show up, and they do show up, don't they? And we can certainly give our power away to these things. But what I know is that the ground of being, that peace that passes all understanding, when we are so grounded in the peace of God, that nothing and no thing can disturb that inner knowingness. Be still and know that I am God. And I had someone write to me this morning about that perhaps she's trying too hard. And then other times she thinks she's not trying hard enough, to attain spiritual enlightenment and that peace of God. So what I know is that when the Course of Miracles states, I need do nothing, we think, what? I need do nothing. Hey, I've got a whole list of things to do. I need do nothing. That's very Buddhist. It's about emptying ourselves. It's about knowing the truth for ourselves. And after we've done our spiritual work, let it go. I need do nothing. No thing. That I have done my work. We've planted the seeds, we've watered them, we've fertilized them, and guess what? They begin to take root. They begin to shoot up through the soil, the consciousness of the soil. Now, if we go back and dig up the seeds and wondering how they're doing, what do? We are destroying the energy, aren't we? Not even neutralizing it. So when we let go and let God do what God does best by means of each and every one of us, and I say this a lot, and what I know is that every time we give our power away, every time we judge outside of ourselves, every time we are disturbed and experiencing dis-ease of any kind, guess what? We are giving away our power. The only power there is that power within us. I let go and let God do what God does best by means of me. That each and every one of us, we're a vessel, we're a channel for this energy. So the things outside of us, we do what we can where we are with the tools that we have. And I believe totally and completely in taking action where it is needed. And I'm talking about righteous action, the action that's going to lift the energy, because we can certainly wave the banners of what's not right with the world. In fact, my teacher in the School of Ministry 50 years ago, Dr. Marcus Bach, who is the uncle of Richard Bach, who wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull, wrote a book, What's Right with the World? And he was sharing, someone said, what are you writing? And he said, What's Right with the World? And he goes, oh, it must be a really small book. There is so much right with the world. When we are right with ourselves and our spiritual ground of being that moves beyond religion. This is not about religion. It's not about churchianity. It's about spirituality. It's about taking the stand in the truth that sets us free to be who and what we are. So wherever you are viewing in the world tonight, we have a divine appointment. Nothing happens by chance. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God, that we are not judging outside of ourselves. I had Louise Hay over in my San Diego days for lunch one day, and she was saying that she didn't goal set, that she didn't believe in goal setting, that she believed in prayer, that she believed about going within to that secret place of the Most High, to pray to our Father, Mother God in secret, and to know that we are acknowledged openly by the outward demonstrations of our lives. And she says, when I've done my work, I let it go. I don't goal set. I don't strategize. I'm not hopeful that something's going to happen. Remember that hope has no place in an effective spiritual treatment. It's an unconscious compromise, right? And when we are hopeful, then we're hoping something's going to work out. When we know that we know that we know that it's already an accomplished fact in mind and experience, this is the truth of it. That when we do our spiritual work, we do our spiritual treatments, a spiritual treatment is a positive prayer of alignment. A positive prayer of alignment. And when we align ourselves with the energy of miracles that collapses time and space, right? That moves beyond the appearances, the conditions, and the effects that show up in life. When we move beyond that, there is that spiritual knowingness. And that when we feel anxious, to be still, to quiet ourselves, to go within, to know really at the very, that energetic heart level, that all is well with our soul. All is well with our soul. We have done our spiritual work. We have let go of what no longer serves us. We have let go of the energy of the outer world, and that we function in the outer world when we function best when we've done our inner work. And when we do our inner work and we clear ourselves, I call in the angels, the archangels, and all enlightened beings to cleanse, purify, harmonize, balance, attune, and heighten the energy field. My little Miss Minnie just took a little dive here, didn't you? And as we heighten the energy field, something happens within us that is so miraculous, because it's not about the outer world, is it? It's about the energy of each and every one of us to go within to that heart center. And when we go within to that heart center and we feel the energy open, we know the truth, and the truth does set us free to be who and what we are. So tonight, as we call in and absolutely know the truth that miracles are natural, there is an unfoldment. And I have a little box, and this little box has the Course in Miracle cards. And I thought I would draw a card, a couple of cards for us tonight. And this one is from the text. And there's 3 books. There's the workbook and this teacher's manual, and of course, the text. Only you can deprive yourself of anything. Do not oppose this realization, for it is truly the beginning of the dawn of light. Only you can deprive yourself of anything. You see, we've been given the kingdom of heaven. When his humanness gave way to the divine, he said, "Fear not, little flock, for it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." Fear not, little flock. It is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. That kingdom is here and now, right? And when we can be present to this moment, then we open ourselves to the eternal. The holy instant is opening ourselves to the eternal and being present and being aware. Only you can deprive yourself of anything. Do not oppose this realization, for it is truly the beginning of the dawn of light. The dawn of light is when we come into that realization of our oneness, that there is no otherness. And we know that sin comes from the ancient Hebraic word. It's Hebraic, and it means, it's an archery term. It means miss the mark. And when we miss the mark, we get to what? Recreate our experience. And when we recreate our experience, we lift the energy to a higher vibratory frequency in which we live and move and have our being. So tonight, when we are stepping into that miracle, when we are acknowledging that there is no order of difficulty in miracles, one is not larger or smaller than another. All expressions of love are maximal. All expressions of love are maximal. And the ground of being is love, isn't it? This is our ground of being. In 1977, I was presenting in Hawaii for the International New Thought Alliance. And a gentleman came up to me and said, "Do you mind if I join you for dinner?" Because all these seats were taken in the restaurant. I said, "No, of course." And I was grieving. I was 32 years old. My husband, Neil, had just passed. And this was July, about the 3rd week of July. He had passed July 11th, 7/11/77. And he said, "You have a certain energy about you, and may I inquire what it is?" And so I explained that my husband of 12 years had made his transition, and that it was just, a couple of weeks, and I'd already committed to speak for the International New Thought Alliance. In fact, it was very healing. And he introduced himself as Dr. Jerry Jampolsky. Now, Dr. Jampolsky is a very, very famous psychiatrist of note. He wrote Love is Letting Go of Fear, and he shared with me how the Course in Miracles had changed his life. And he began sharing about the Course in Miracles. Now, I was it's my 2nd year Science of Mind minister, and I was very, very interested. And so, of course, I ordered the books. And what is so interesting, the science of mind, the laws of science, the opinions of philosophy, the revelations of religion applied to human need in the aspirations of every living soul. This is science of mind. Now, the Course in Miracles states that there's only one thing that truly causes our unhappiness, and that is our feelings of the separation from God. Now, if we are all one, then energetically, the separation that we are feeling is from ourselves. And that when we heal that energy within us, when we acknowledge that our ground of being is our spiritual knowingness, that we are all one, that our message is a universal message of love and oneness. This commandment I give thee, love one another. Love one another as I have loved you. So tonight, let's just take that deep cleansing breath. Let's just acknowledge our oneness, that we're here to serve each and every one of us. We are here to serve, aren't we? In the diary of Anne Frank, she says, I believe in the sun even when not seeing it. I believe in love even when not feeling it. I believe in God even when he is silent. And so that level of belief and knowingness, that we know that these things are there, even when we're not seeing the sun, even when we feel that this is our darkest hour, as she did. And that I believe in love, even at times when we're not feeling it, when we are feeling absolutely disassociated. But the truth is that we came in to this earth plane. We chose our avenue, we chose our vehicles so that we would learn the lesson of unconditional love. Sunday, I had a high tea memorial, Mother's Day memorial high tea. And I had each participant bring a photograph of their mother. And what is really interesting is that we all brought pictures, photographs of our mothers when they were very, very young. I had a photograph of my mother when she was 18 years old. She gave birth to me on her 19th birthday. And we share, July 29th was our birthday, and we always shared our birthdays together. And that everyone that came brought this photograph of their mother, because the inner child within us, this is who we see, isn't it? And we shared and we offered at the table what was the one thing that carried us through to adulthood, the one thing. And of course, my mother, who didn't believe it for herself, but believed it for her daughter, said, you can do anything. Others were at the table and their mother believed in them, that cheered them on, that acknowledged them. And that others that didn't feel love from their mother went through cards after their mother had passed and realized that they were loved, but that we can only share our love to the degree that we love ourselves. And so as we love our neighbor as ourselves, which is presupposing that we love ourselves. So to feel separated from God is to be separated, feeling separated from ourselves, isn't it? So tonight we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to let go of what no longer serves us. We have an opportunity, as we let go and let God do what God does best by means of each and every one of us, to blessed are they who have eyes that see and ears that hear, to be still and know. That knowingness is within each and every one of us. Whatever we are going through in the objective world, that is not the truth. It may be a fact that we are going through something in the outer world, but the truth is there is a spiritual ground of being within each of us. The spiritual reality is that we are whole, perfect, and complete here and now. This is the truth for us and with us. And those moments of dis-ease, those moments of doubt that come up in the human condition. Fear knocked at the door. Faith answered, behold, no one was there. No one was there. Love answered, behold, no one was there. Because what happens is that darkness is absorbed by the light. That realization, only you can deprive yourself of anything. Do not oppose this realization, for it is truly the beginning of the dawn of light, the dawn of light that is within each and every one of us, that opens to the truth of its being. That when there is a diagnosis, and that diagnosis is terminal, guess what? We're all terminal. And I love the interviews that I have viewed, and where people were given these terminal diagnoses of 3 months to live, 6 months to live. Dr. Larry Dossey said that he had a patient that the only therapy he would accept was his spiritual community coming and praying over him. He said, I was a young doctor. I was an agnostic. I mean, the idea of people coming over and praying over anyone just seemed ridiculous to me. And what was so fascinating, he said, I released him. He had stage 4 cancer. I released him to go home because obviously he was taking up space at the hospital since he would not accept any therapy. So I released him to go home and die. And about a year later, he said, I saw him. He came back to the hospital. He had kind of a mild case of the flu. And the radiologist thought, wow, that chemotherapy really worked. All of our methods and therapies really, really worked. And then they discovered that he had not taken any therapy, that it was about the power of prayer. And so this set Larry Dossey, Dr. Larry Dossey, on his crusade. And he studied many, many cases where there were healings, and also combined medical with prayer. And he said he believes that one day that doctors will prescribe pray 3 times a day, an hour in the morning, an hour at noon, and the hour in the evening. And the interviewer asked him, now, if you were in the hospital and you were ill, which modality would you choose? And he said, I would choose both. I would get on as many prayer lists as I possibly could get on. I would choose both. There's a power for good in the universe greater than we are. And we are using it every single moment of our lives, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. And remember, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of humanity the things which God hath prepared for them that love. Whatever we conceive our higher power to be, whatever name we put on it, it matters not, but to acknowledge that which is within us is greater than that which resides in the world. And we can so give our power away to these things in the world. And it's really amazing that when we have a moment of enlightenment and we are part of this dawn of light, that we can never go back to the way it was. Ride the carousel, reach for the golden ring, never to finish, only to begin again. Life is a circular thing. And Emerson said it beautifully, that life is a self-evolving circle. Imperceptibly small at first, wheel within wheel, moving in ever-widening circles toward infinity. God is the center of everything, the circumference of nothing. It's all God. And as we open our energy and acknowledge that there is a spiritual alchemy taking place within each and every one of us. And I want to really acknowledge each and every one of you that are tuning in here tonight. In fact, I'm just getting so proficient at this. I'm so pleased with myself. Let's see. Well, we can put, yes, Seta is requesting prayer for her family. We will put you on our miracle working ministry of prayer. Sending love, hugs, and prayers. Thank you, Kimberly. We receive them. We have Patricia, who has joined us, desiring a wonderful flow of wealth and uplifting abundance into my life. We know it's an already accomplished fact in mind and experience. And the dawn of light is acknowledging that it's already here. Yes, it is. And thanks for the love and light. Bless you, Seta. Bless you, dear. And for each and every one of you, you know that I complete our Wednesday night live spirit, mind, and body connection with a spiritual treatment. And as I speak my word, I want you to identify and mind with me. This is just so powerful. Prayer is the most powerful energy in the universe. And it moves beyond all religions. It's about spirituality. And every great religion, remember, every great religion has a golden thread. The ground of being is love. So I bless each and every one of you. I want to acknowledge your prayer requests, and that our miracle working ministry of prayer is knowing the truth with you and for you. So just identify in mind with me whatever your prayer request is, as we acknowledge that there is one life, that life is God's life, that life is perfect, and that life is our life right here and right now. It is nearer than our breathing. It is closer than hands and feet. It is the life of our life. It is the essence of our being. All that we are is His God-created stuff. God in us, God as us. God is the only truth of us. Whatever we conceive our higher power to be, whatever name we put on it, matters not, but to acknowledge that which is within us is greater than that which resides in the world. And let us now declare that which needs to be healed is healed. That which needs to be revealed is revealed. That which needs to be known is known. And that which needs to be released is released, quickly, gently, and with grace. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, that all cause, effect, record, and memory of that which no longer serves us returns to its native nothingness from whence it came, because in truth it is neither person, place, nor thing, only the life and the energy that has been given unto it. And any plant which the Heavenly Father hath not planted is rooted up. And I want to add, if there's anyone viewing tonight that possibly cried themselves to sleep last night, know that you are not alone. The love of God surrounds you, the light of God enfolds you, the power of God protects you, and the presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is. This is the truth for you and with you. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, as I release this word, knowing it returns in full-blown expression of that which I have sent forth for our beautiful virtual community, in the knowingness that there is a spiritual ground of being and a higher power that loves them, affirms them, and knows them intimately. And so it is. Amen. And I want to thank each and every one of you for viewing and for your love and support. For those of you who have been tithing and sending in your love offerings, bless you. Our doors have been open for over a year without being able to receive a physical offering. When the houses of worship closed down, we were thrust out of the Lieberman Chapel, and I began doing our services, taping our services at the Rose of Sharon Sanctuary, where I am filming here tonight. So I want to thank you for considering us as part of your family and an energy that you want to give through because you're receiving value. And we know that with the Course in Miracles, the only cost of giving is receiving, isn't it? So thank you so much. My heart overflows with gratitude. And it's just a joy to be with you, such a joy. So I say to you, namaste. The God in me salutes the God in you, and the God in you salutes the God in me. And if I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. Namaste. I say shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, everyone. And so it is. And so it is. And Miss Minnie and I will be with you next week. And I just bless each and every one of you. And I'm just knowing the truth that wherever pain seems to be operating anywhere on the planet, the presence of God is. Wherever dis-ease seems to be operating anywhere on the planet, the presence of God is. Wherever upset seems to be operating anywhere on the planet, the presence of God is. And so it is. I love you. I am grateful for you. And Miss Minnie and I, we will see you next week. And I just want to really acknowledge Kimberly and Patricia and Marlene. You've been, just so wonderful as well. So thank you so very, very much. As we say, till we meet again next week.